people that are having success with their business online, and they look at, people who are having a win in their life with regards to business, and they think, what are they doing different that I'm not doing? And sometimes you feel like you're putting in the work, but if you're really honest about it, you're kind of half-assing it. And I feel like I did that for a really long time. I would put in some of the work, but I never really gave it like a really good go. And what I found is that, you all know that, like, I had a huge month last month. It was crazy. It was epic. And I worked my ass off last month. It was not without sacrifice, you guys. I don't sleep a lot in general, but I really didn't sleep very much last month, okay? And I'm one of those people, you guys, I don't know, maybe I'm a freaking enigma. I can live on like 2 hours of sleep. Maybe not for long, but a couple of days in a row, 3-4 hours of sleep is enough for me. And it pisses Jonathan off because I wake up just happy as a freaking clam, and I've only had like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and he's just like, why does that happen? It's not fair. But, because if he doesn't get like 6 to 8, he's like, fuming. But what it made me realize is that people who are like killing it online, they're making sacrifices, right? And if it's not sleep, because a lot of entrepreneurs sacrifice their sleep. But, and I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm not saying that's a healthy thing to do. I'm just saying it's the reality of this. Like, let me know if you've lost some sleep because you've been working on your business, or you've been excited about your business, or you've been doing a project or whatever. Like, you've been doing the entrepreneurial road, and let me know if lack of sleep is one of the things that you have to deal with. Because let's be honest, I don't know if you are working full-time and you're trying to balance your life and your family and your kids and all of these extra things that you do, and you're trying to build a business on the side, something has to give. Something has to give. And it's either time with your family, or and you might have to say, hey guys, look, like, we're going to go hard for next 90 days. I hear people talk about 90-day runs, and, I'm going to be like head down, like, working my butt off for the next 90 days. And the family has to understand that. But there needs to be some sort of an understanding of this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for this purpose. And at the end of it all, there's going to be a reward for it, which, maybe you take them on a holiday after you hit that rank, or whatever it is that you're working towards. But if it's not sleep, if it's not time with your family, if it's not, something, you're probably not really going at it that hard. And so when you wonder why other people are having great success and you're not, look at how much you're really willing to sacrifice. And maybe you don't have the time to sacrifice a lot of time and be on the phone, or be in Messenger, or be building your business that way. And maybe you're looking for strategies to automate things and make things move a little bit less like hands-on, right? The reality is that when you start doing automation processes, there's going to be a sacrifice there too. You're either going to have to take the time to learn how to build those things out, or you're going to have to pay somebody to do it, right? And if you're not willing to put your money where your mouth is, you better be willing to put your time into it, right? So I just wanted to come on here and give you a little bit of a reality check about what it's like to really push hard in your business. I'm not saying that you have to push hard all the time. And I'm not saying that it's something that is going to be sustainable for the long term. You've got to be putting things into place that are going to allow you to take that step back and not grind so hard. But let me tell you, I was grinding my ass off last month. And I say grind because you guys know I don't like that word. And it was hard, and it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And let me tell you what the difference between last month and this month is. I am sleeping. It's a horrible thing to say, but I've said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some better balance. I'm going to take care of my health, and I'm going to, not sacrifice as much sleep. And I'm going to really be diligent about going to bed at a more reasonable hour and not staying up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Because you guys, I was doing that. And you know what is going on in my business right now? it's a little bit quieter. It's a lot quieter, you know? The thing is that this is the challenge here, and this is a locational challenge, and it doesn't necessarily affect everybody. But what I'm doing, I tend to deal with people in the American market, right? I tend to be having meetings and having conversations with people who are largely based in America. That's just where my market is, right? And there's nothing that I can do about that. I could target Australians if I wanted to, but I tend to find that it just seems to me that my more receptive market is Americans. And I haven't done anything to try to change that, but I also haven't really intended for that to happen. It's just where everybody is. Network marketing is very big in America. It's not quite as huge in Australia. I'm serving network marketers. So I am willing to say, okay, I don't live in the country. My time zones are an issue. I know Tamara is in the, she's in Central European Standard Time Zone, and she's up at all hours of the night to be on these live trainings that we have, because they're based in America. It's like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. her time. She's up and she's doing and she's attending and she's putting in the work so that she can be trained up with the skills, with the tools that she needs, so that when it comes down to it, she's creating systems so that she doesn't have to continue to do that. But you know what? She's an entrepreneur. She's working for herself. She's got time and freedom to do that because she sets her own hours. Now, for those of you who are still working in a full-time job and you're trying to create that freedom, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot more, You're going to find that it's harder. But if you really want it, you guys, if you really, really want it, you will go after it. Like, you'll go after it with your whole freaking heart. Because let me tell you, once you wake up from the matrix and you realize that there are other options out there, you can't go back. You can't go back. So I just want to encourage you, for those of you that are up in America right now watching this, I know that you're grinding. I know that you're working. I know that you're sacrificing your sleep, and I see you and I understand. And if you aren't in the process of building in automation so that you don't have to keep doing that for an extended period of time, shoot me a message, because you need to get some of that in place, right? And if you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding, and I again, you guys know I don't like that word, but if it feels like it's a grind and it's not getting you results, that's the thing. If you're sacrificing without the results, that's when you need to look at what you're doing and decide whether or not your strategy is working. Because if you're putting in the effort and you're putting in and you're sacrificing and you're giving things up and you're taking time away from your family, it damn well better be producing an outcome that you want, right? Like last month wouldn't have been worth it for me with the time that I sacrificed if I had got nothing out of it, right? So if you aren't getting